We want you to know.
The man authorities have identified as the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk is 22-year-old Tyler James Robinson, a young man from southern Utah who was taken into custody only days after the shooting and now stands as the primary suspect in what analysts, journalists, and officials alike are describing as one of the most consequential political assassinations in modern American history, a crime that has not only taken the life of a nationally known conservative activist, but also triggered widespread debates about the state of American democracy, political violence, and the vulnerabilities of public figures in an era of heightened polarization. According to reports from ABC News, CBS News, Fox News, and Wikipedia, Robinson was not a student at Utah Valley University, UVU, the site of the killing, nor did he have any formal ties to the institution, which has led investigators to conclude that his presence there on September 10, 2025, was motivated solely by his desire to target Charlie Kirk, who was appearing on campus as part of his American Comeback Tour, and surveillance footage, later released by law enforcement, revealed that Robinson had scouted the campus both the evening before and on the morning of the assassination, carrying a bag believed to contain the rifle and moving deliberately through areas that gave him an elevated view of the outdoor stage. These images were widely circulated by police and news outlets in the hours after the shooting, sparking a nationwide manhunt. And in a remarkable and tragic twist, it was Robinson's own parents who recognized him in the still photos, realized the enormity of what their son had done, and after what has been described as a night of emotional turmoil, made the decision to contact authorities and persuade him to surrender peacefully, a development later confirmed by Fox News and Wikipedia, which reported that this parental intervention was instrumental in ending the manhunt before it turned violent, sparing both Robinson and law enforcement from what could have been a deadly confrontation. Following his surrender, Robinson was booked into jail, as confirmed by CBS News and Wikipedia, and prosecutors immediately filed a sweeping series of charges against him, including aggravated murder discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, obstruction of justice, and destruction of evidence, each of which carries serious consequences. But even more striking was the announcement that prosecutors intend to pursue the death penalty, citing multiple aggravating factors, such as the deliberate targeting of a political figure, the extreme premeditation involved in setting up a sniper attack, and the severe risk posed to hundreds of students, faculty, and supporters present at the event, an announcement reported by both Wikipedia and CBS News, and one that has fueled heated debate about whether capital punishment should be used in a case so politically charged. As for the evidence, investigators have assembled a vast array of forensic digital and testimonial material that paints a chilling picture of both planning and execution. DNA evidence links Robinson to items left at the crime scene, including a towel used to wrap the rifle and a screwdriver left on the rooftop, while fingerprints further confirm his presence. And perhaps most damning of all are the digital forensics, which uncovered chat logs and Discord messages where Robinson effectively confessed, including one notorious line in which he told fellow users, "Hey guys, I have bad news for you all. It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this." A statement that prosecutors say leaves little doubt about his responsibility. Investigators also recovered partially destroyed handwritten notes outlining aspects of the plan, text messages about retrieving and concealing the rifle, and a digital timeline of his movements before and after the attack, including geolocation data that placed him at UVU the night before, returning early the following morning to prepare, and then climbing to his rooftop vantage point, where he waited until Charlie Kirk appeared on stage before firing a single, precise shot from roughly 142 yards away, striking Kirk in the neck and causing instant death as panic swept through the crowd, after which Robinson fled, discarding evidence as he went, though his image was already in circulation nationwide, setting the stage for his parents' intervention. When it comes to motive, investigators have been cautious, noting that while Robinson has not released a formal manifesto, Evidence from his online communications suggests a deep and growing animosity toward Charlie Kirk, whom he reportedly described to acquaintances as a figure spreading hatred, with one chilling message declaring that he had enough of Kirk's hatred, a statement authorities interpret as a window into his mindset. Though they also stress that the investigation remains ongoing, and that questions remain about whether Robinson acted entirely on his own or was influenced, encouraged, or even assisted by others, particularly given that the precision of the attack suggests some familiarity with firearms and sniper tactics. The FBI, which is assisting state prosecutors, has not ruled out broader ideological influences, with Director Kash Patel testifying before Congress that other people could be involved, a phrase that has fueled speculation about accomplices. Extremist groups or online communities that may have pushed Robinson toward violence, though no additional suspects have yet been charged, and so far no direct ties to an organized terrorist or extremist organization have been confirmed. Meanwhile, the legal battle ahead promises to be one of the most closely watched trials in recent memory, with prosecutors confident that the combination of forensic evidence, digital confessions, and eyewitness accounts will prove overwhelming, while defense attorneys are expected to argue questions of intent, mental state, and potentially challenge the admissibility of certain digital statements, with some legal analysts predicting a possible insanity defense or claims that Robinson was manipulated online, though such arguments face an uphill battle given the evidence of premeditation. The political and cultural impact of the assassination has been immense, with conservatives framing it as proof of escalating hostility toward right-wing voices in America, while liberals warn against politicizing the tragedy, and across the spectrum there is alarm that such an act of violence could deter public figures from speaking openly or engaging with the public, effectively chilling free speech through fear. Universities and event organizers nationwide have already begun reviewing security protocols, with many asking how an armed individual was able to position himself within lethal range of a stage without detection, and some experts warning that the openness of American democracy is increasingly vulnerable to lone wolf actors radicalized online. The debate about the death penalty has also intensified, with supporters insisting that premeditated political assassination merits the ultimate punishment, while opponents argue that executing Robinson would only fuel further violence or turn him into a martyr for extremists, creating another layer of complexity in an already volatile case. Beyond the legal and political ramifications, the personal dimension remains haunting, particularly the role of Robinson's parents, who in choosing to turn their son in demonstrated extraordinary civic responsibility even as they condemned him to face trial for capital crimes, and whose story has resonated as a tragic subplot in this unfolding drama. Emblematic of the way political violence can tear families apart as well as societies. As the investigation continues, unanswered questions linger. Was Robinson truly acting alone? Or did others help him acquire the weapon, scout the location, or justify the act in ideological terms? How long had he been planning the attack? Did law enforcement miss warning signs in his online activity? And perhaps most disturbingly, does his case represent an isolated tragedy or the beginning of a trend in which political disputes spill increasingly into lethal violence? What is clear for now is that the name Tyler James Robinson is destined to be remembered not only as the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk, but also as a symbol of the dangerous intersection of political rage, online radicalization, and the failure of security safeguards. A cautionary tale that will be dissected in courtrooms, classrooms, and political debates for years to come, as America grapples with the aftermath of a crime that feels less like an anomaly and more like the product of a society pushed to its breaking point.